Well, I'm delighted that you decided to join us for this quick tour of LodeStar 10. I can tell that this is LodeStar 10 by the label on the top left, and of course, in Help and About, I can see that this is LodeStar 10 Beta Build 1. And this is for early adopters. I'm going to demonstrate LodeStar 10's features by bringing up a project. In this project, the content was created by ChatGPT, which is an artificial intelligence chatbot. It produced all of the content that we'll view in this tour. So the first feature I'd like to show you is the Scalable Vector Graphics Editor, the SVG. So this is an improved editor. I'll click on SVG. Now, one of the issues in LodeStar 10 right now in this beta release is that you cannot leave this flashing bar, this caret, inside the text box. That essentially causes editor not to listen to mouse clicks. It's easy to remedy. You can just simply go back into the text box and click out, but a better practice is what I'm about to demonstrate. But first, let's kind of complete what we're trying to do. We're trying to create a title slide. I'll go ahead and now to get rid of this caret, I just simply click here and then click off. And you can see that I've removed the caret. Let's change. There are a variety of features here. We have a number of symbols, animal symbols, electronics. We have dialogue balloons that we can add. We also are able to bring in a character or an image. In this case, I'll bring in a character. So we have a variety of characters that you can download. Let's choose a different character. And now what I can do is click on this tool to trim away any of the excess viewport, and I can save. I can re-click the SVG graphic, and I could go ahead and edit as I need. I can either click on this tool or exit the dialog and simply save. To make this responsive, now I'll just choose 100%. So I'll use a percentage. And there we go. We have our title slide. I can go ahead and put in a page ID, which is good practice. Add this to the table of contents. And we'll preview this in a second, but let me show a couple of other features that are in LodeStar 10. Let's choose, I'll add a page. Let's bring in an audio widget. So right now I just need to grab some content here. I'll just add the audio widget to this content here. What is learner experience design? I'll click on my little sprocket, click on audio, and I'll bring in Winston Churchill here. So now I have audio at the end of this text. So there's no need for this page. Well, while I'm on this page, I'll show you basically how to handle a widget. This is a widget we've had for some time, the image slider. I'll add some images to the slider. Click the plus to add another image. I'll add my caption. I can do a number of things here. I can include a display list or exclude it. I'll include it just so that you can see what it is. I can reorder my images. I can navigate between images. I can delete and add images. I can also change the background shading to this. Let's see what we have so far. Got our title slide. This was the display list. You can see our captions. Here was that text. Okay. Another feature of LodeStar 10 is the fill in the blank page, so new page type. Let me grab content here. I'll add a page, and I'll change this page type to fill in the blank. You can make this fill in the blank by first selecting fill in the blanks, and then select the word that you would like to be blank, strike through it. So learning experience design, here we'll just, so I blanked out experience and educational. I can give this page a number of points, and I can also express what happens when we have the correct answer versus the incorrect answer using our branch options. When I preview this page, I'll no longer see the strike through. I will actually see the blanks that I can then fill. See, I got one right, one wrong. So I'll get partial credit for this. I'll get 5 points. An important part of LodeStar 10 is the ability to control appearance. This particular layout, I think I can best demonstrate this by creating a page with a lot of content. I'll change the layout, but it'll be more dramatically demonstrated if I have a page with plenty of content. So I'll do that. Okay. Now, if I preview this page and go to page 5, or just simply jump to it with the table of contents, you'll see that the scroll bar is on the frame. So by that, I mean this. Okay, if I change the layout type, this time I'll make it free fall, and you'll see how that really changes things. It doesn't appear to change things on the first couple pages because there's not a lot of content on those pages. So here we go. Nothing seems different. But now we can really see the difference. The scroll is here, not in the frame. So essentially this page just stretches right out, makes use of whatever real estate there is. So this is an entirely different type of layout. Let me go back to my default layout. And this time I'm going to add a background graphic. So get image, add a background. I'm back to the scroll bar within the frame. But now I have this nice background graphic. The next thing I'll change is I'll go to themes now. And here I could add a background color here, but I have a background graphic, so that really isn't very important. I will make the inner pages a little more transparent. I'll make the pages a little more transparent so we get to see through them just slightly. It's a nice subtle effect, but more importantly, I'll go to advanced and let's add a banner. So rather than displaying a header here, I'm going to display a banner, a graphic. So rather than a colored header, I'll display a graphic. Let's take a look and see what that looks like. So there it is. And this could be anything. And you notice the slight see-through nature of the pages. It's just ever so subtle, but it just ties things together much nicer. Okay. The next thing I'm going to change is palettes. So we have a default palette now. I'm going to choose one that's totally inappropriate, but it will kind of demonstrate what we can do. So this is a blue palette. Each of these, if you just hover your mouse, you'll see that this light chip affects distractors. And that's important because that's what we're going to. Now the distractor will be this shade of blue. And we'll make a change. I won't leave it at that blue because it's just inappropriate, but making a big change here is just so that you can see what a palette does. Palette controls the color of question stems, distractors, controls the color of buttons. Now let's change that palette. We could even, if I decided that I like this palette, but I really wanted to, maybe what I really wanted is a different color here. Let's change it to, let's change this to a dark green instead. Now if I preview, and I could, of course, with a palette chip, I could make that semi-transparent as well. So with enough, I could I have enough control here where I can really start to make an impact of how things look, but I wouldn't really want to leave it at that at all. So I'll just go back to my default where I just have this light color. I could even, if I didn't like that gray at all, I could go ahead and just make it white. The next thing I'll change is design styles. So I have a number of styles I can choose from. I'll make this contemporary and I'll show you what the styles affects. So here I have, I've got these different borders. I've got a background graphic that I can override. I have my distractors, which are the solid white. So there's a whole variety of styles, and they really affect things differently. I'll choose one that I wouldn't choose for this project just to emphasize the change. So this is a Bauhaus look. It's going to be so you can see here it's got a much stronger and starker drop shadow. It's got this light background. You can see we have square rather than rounded buttons. We've got square buttons. So that all fits within the Bauhaus style. And that's what we're doing. We're just controlling everything with a specific style. Let me go back. I'll go back to my default style. Again, if I wanted to override a background tile, I could do that right here. And to conclude this tour of LodeStar 10, I'll just page through and point out some of the features. First, we have table of contents. The button positioning and so forth is by layout. We've talked about here in theme how we're able to control that banner. We have widgets, and in LodeStar 10 we have new widgets and new page types. We've got a specific look and feel that's being dictated by a design. We're able to bring in, here's another widget. So this is a video widget. We're able to bring in a background graphic to a page. And again, the styling of this is according to our design style. The design style is also controlling the shape of our buttons. In this particular example, we have a widget that's generating, so it's generating random numbers here to be used in this problem, and then it's feeding those random numbers into an expression. So if I were to very quickly do this, let's say 3 times pi, well, I don't know what that is exactly, but I'm going to say like 9.3, so 27 maybe. I'll attempt 29 here, and let's see how quickly. Oh, I am off. 29. It's the actual answer is 28.26. So I didn't get any points for that, but you can see how this works. These are all randomly generated numbers, and this is a word problem. Very, very useful in accounting classes, finance classes, math, in medicine, health. We've already seen an example of this widget. We also have the ability, LodeStar has all kinds of branch options. So I'm able to, click and cause things to change as a result of a click or a drag, hover over. And then finally, LodeStar 10 is in full support. It fully supports SCORM, SCORM 1.2, SCORM 1.3, 2004. It also supports CMI. So CMI 5 and XAPI. So that concludes our demonstration of LodeStar 10. I've taken a quick look at some of the main features. There is so much to talk about with LodeStar 10. I've really only scratched the surface. But thanks so much for watching.